What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Let me introduce you to yet another boat in my arsenal. So as you guys know, I bought a V-bottom little 14-footer here not too long ago, and it had a deck and all the cool seats and stuff. And so I went this last weekend to Kansas City. Even though I liked the other little boat, it was a little shaky and it wasn't exactly what I wanted. So drove to Kansas City, picked up this Tracker Grizzly 1436, brand new with the trailer. This boat is awesome, and I wanted to kind of give you guys an overview of the boat, just so you could kind of see what it looks like stock. Although the black and white camo on the seats there, I did put that on, and that one seat right there. But I wanted to show you what it looked like before we really got into it. So first thing we did was put this little tongue jack on. It was like 30-40 bucks, pretty simple, but you know, I wanted it. Got the spare tire that actually fits this boat, bought that at Bass Pro, and then this little bracket here that we mounted it up with, got it at Shields for like less than 10 bucks. Super cool, easy to use. You can put a padlock on there. I just got a little clip on there. Then I added this EVA foam, got it on Amazon, super cheap. It's good like to keep you from burning yourself when it's really hot and sunny out. It's water resistant. It kind of keeps things cleaner. It's just more comfortable to step on, sit on, the whole deal, and it looks cool. So I went ahead and took these guides off my other trailer, put them on this one. There's one on the other side over there. I left about 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/4 gap on either side, so it's pretty tight, but I know exactly where the trailer is when I go to put it on. Then I took I got another set of these. These are the retractable straps for tie downs. They're amazing. You can just break it free there. And then this is, yeah, it just comes off and it self retracts, and then you put it on and just ratchet it down. So no more like ratchet strap across the back looking all ghetto. And those were like, I think 40 or 50 bucks. And then, of course, I put the transom saver on. This is a new one. It just bolts to the frame, and then it basically just kind of takes all that weight when you're bouncing down the highway off of the transom. It just holds on there with a bungee. It's pretty slick. It's a no-brainer. So I put the seat on here. They're pretty cheap, man. It's got like this little quick connect that we put on. It's got a little holder there that you screw in. So like when you're leaning back on that big fish, you don't end up toppling over. But you know, they swivel 360. You got a little bit of cushion there, and then the color matched the boat. So I was gonna put one over here, but the problem is the motor, when it's down and you go to like turn, it hits the seat. So I don't know, I'm probably just gonna throw a cushion there, and then I can sit wherever I want. But anyway, guys, I just kind of wanted to show you, you know, what we did here. I mean, I wanted to show you the boat before we got into it and start doing a bunch of stuff. You know, other than, you know, we put this stuff down and we put the seat in, and you know, pulled these off my other trailer and put them on here, and you know, just the transom saver and the straps, just, you know, stuff like that. But we're gonna get ready to start wiring and doing some lights and some other stuff, so should be pretty cool. The first thing we're gonna do to like really get into this boat, cut some holes in it, which is always kind of scary. I'm gonna do some storage under the bench seats and up in the very front. So I ordered these little, they're basically the lids. Pretty sick, actually. I put one on my other boat. Anyway, it's got a little rubber seal on it. You cut a hole, you drop this in, screw it in, and then you've got a lid that actually locks. And you can stand on this thing, you can sit on it, it's UV protectant. I think they were like 35 bucks a piece on Amazon. Super cool. I got 3 of them. I'm gonna do one in each bench seat and then one up in the front. So I'll show you where we're gonna put those real quick. So I'm gonna put one back here, one on the other bench seat right there, and then last but not least, I'm gonna put one right up in the front. Which will be kind of convenient because it'll give me some pretty easy access right there to when I put in my trolling motor bolting stuff down. So I think, you know, we'll gain a little bit of room back here. I'll also be able to access some switches and some electrical stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna get this one put up here in the front first. One thing that I've seen on YouTube that guys that install these, a common mistake, is they'll trace the inside line and they'll cut it, but this is actually like an 1/8 inch thick, this little edge, so your hole ends up being too small. So you wanna make sure that you cut the hole on the outside edge of this line. The only problem is here, when I set this down on here, I can't get around these corners because it's recessed. I can't get around these corners to do that. So I am gonna trace the inside, but then when I go to cut it, I'm gonna come out about 1/8 of an inch to make sure that it fits. So I'm gonna get this traced up and then we'll get to cutting. Woo! Oh, ow, gosh. Oh, that glue is hard. Solid. Let's get that guy out of there. Alrighty. Let's see how this thing fits. Oh. That's awesome. Nice tight fit. Okay. All right, I got all the screws in. These are 3/4 inch stainless, self-tapping. So I didn't want anything too long because like underneath here, I didn't want the screw hanging past this little edge. So like if I'm going in here grabbing something, it would scratch my hand. So 3/4 inch is plenty. It's secured, locks down, pretty sick. So I cut this hole out. This foam is super lightweight, but man, is it dense. And so I just used like a little drywall saw to kind of cut it up into squares, and then I'm using a crowbar to rip it out, but it is packed in there pretty good. So it's gonna take a little bit of time. I'm only gonna take from this side. I'm gonna leave that over there so that it has some support under that seat. It'll keep stuff from like sliding over that way and to where we can't grab it easily. So anyway, it's gonna take me some time. I'm gonna get to work on this foam. Okay, fast forward, a lot has happened since you guys saw the foam here. We got all that foam tore out. I bought some of this waterproof insulation right there. That's 3/4 inch. I put it in here on the floor. Like I measured the piece, cut it in half so it would fit through this hole, and then put those in. And then I took 2 more and made a wall here. On the other side of this is foam. I left the foam in the other half of the bench seat and then spray painted it. This little bar right here is actually holding this tightly against the foam until that glue dries. And then I'm gonna take this material, because I have some left, and I'm gonna throw it on the bottom as like a bottom. Instead of using carpet, I'm gonna use this stuff. But the top fits great. So then we came over here to put one in the back, and it got a little squirrely. So, didn't know this. We were looking for structural supports and stuff, you know, rivets or whatever. But anyway, I go to cut, and basically there was, in here, this is a metal wall, and so this piece right here comes across where it's folded to make it rigid. We decided to cut this out. I used a grinder and we cut it. So now we got that reveal here. It's like an inch, a little over an inch, so that the edge of our little thing here will fit. So this is going to be covered. We're going to leave the rest of the wall. It's not a very big space, but
I'm hoping that this will be like an access for all of my power, my on-off button. I'll probably put my switches out here. What I'm trying to do now is just figure out, I was gonna run power through this channel, like how I wanna get it into here. Because I'd have to go in through here and then somehow like drill through all this crap to get in there. So that's what we're trying to figure out. But anyway, that's what it looks like if you go to cutting into this. You're gonna run into a cross beam right here that is going to probably give you some trouble. So we'll figure it out though. Also, another thing to consider, this is the 2024 Tracker 1436. So a lot of the other Jon Boats that are out there, they don't have this because they don't even have this. It's just a straight bench seat. Makes it real easy. So this is pretty specific if you've got a Tracker 1436 2024. This is the way it's set up. So that's why I'm doing this video, because there's just not a lot out there for the new stuff. A lot of guys are running Jon Boats that are freaking 20 years old and they're all the same forever, but this one is a little different, so just trying to make it easier on someone in the future. Okay, looks pretty good. Threw some floor down in there. Got this on. Nice. Just got to figure out the electrical part. It's actually 2 days later now. Lots have happened. I can't even remember where we left off, but I'm just going to kind of show you what we've done to date, and then we'll keep going. So we're going to start up here at the front. We got the box in. We got all the wires ran for the trolling motor. I'm just waiting for some parts so I can build a mount and get that going. We got this on there today just to kind of help it clean up the wires a little bit. We're hoping that when it warms up, it'll kind of fall into place. I might put a floor in this later, but I kind of like the idea that this thing is somewhat stock and super lightweight. So don't know that I want to add that. Getting ready to put in the sweet fish finder. We got these compartments done. Don't know if you saw that. Pretty sweet. Pretty sure you did. And then we got this one done, which is the access to my switches that we put in. So right now is all I got on there is a bilge pump, which is right in there. I'm gonna add some stuff later on, just not right now. Okay, back here, we got all this wiring done. I put a master switch on, so this gives power to everything. So now everything's on. And if you come over here, my switches are lit up. Bilge pump is working, so that's pretty sweet. Got the breaker for the trolling motor in here. Fuse panel, put a bilge pump down there. One thing to think about, you know, if I would have known, I would have pushed this over further, so I could have made this box a little bigger, because ultimately, because of that metal wall that's in here and where I stopped the foam, I couldn't get a drill in here to drill into this. Ideally, all of these switches right here would have been awesome in here. This would have been just like an electrical box, but I couldn't do it. I didn't want to dig the rest of this foam out, and so I just opted to put them back here. So I think they'll be fine. This is how I had it set up on my other boat. It gave me access to wire the switches and stuff. I'm gonna clean up these wires and kind of run them on the edge, but I'll probably put like a fire extinguisher in here and just some stuff that I'm not gonna get into all the time. I'm gonna get the fish finder going. Okay, it's come to the trolling motor part. This is kind of the last thing. This is the trolling motor I've got. It's this power drive. This thing is sick. It makes the fishing experience way easier because it's got spot lock and navigation and all that. But putting it on the front here has been kind of a challenge because of the different height and the way it's angled. So I ordered some aluminum angle iron. Got it on Amazon, actually relatively cheap. So what we're doing is, here, we'll pull one of these out. We've got these two bottom pieces. These are like 2x2s. And I'm drilling all the holes right now because we're gonna put it together and then attach it to the boat. And then this was one long stick. It was 30 inches. We cut it in half. This is 2-inch by 4-inch. All of this is 1/8 inch thick. And then we notched it so that when we put this on here, it'll fit it'll cover that. So we got the base right there. We're gonna butt these up and attach these pieces to the bottom piece. I'm either gonna rivet them or bolt them, one of the two. And then from there, we're gonna run some bolts through here, reach up underneath through the little hole and put a nut under there and tighten everything down. And then I've got the quick disconnect. So I'll show you how that all works out in the end. But that's how we're doing it. We're just gonna fabricate this off the boat and then we'll come back and we'll bolt it on. And then it should, that looks pretty good. Let's see if it fits. Bring it over. Yep, on that side. Yep. It's gonna go right here. Awesome. Then we'll have another one, but it's big enough you can get your hand in here with like an end wrench. We'll put a nut or we'll put a screw. Actually, we'll probably screw it from underneath with a nut up here. I think that's gonna be more than enough. Okay, new day. We are getting ready to install this trolling motor mount. I'm just gonna show you guys what we did here. So I got both of these pieces that we built independently with rivets. Pretty sick, actually. It's so solid. I can't believe how solid it is. So what we did here, we laid this down and got it where we wanted it. And then we mocked up, we put the trolling motor on here to make sure we knew what we wanted to do. It was gonna fit and everything. We put the block on there. So then what we're gonna do here, once we knew we wanted them right here, we just removed one and held that one, and I used a red marker to mark the holes that I pre-drilled. And then we put this one back and took this one out and marked those holes. So now we're left with the holes. I'm gonna drill these out and then we're gonna put this on and bolt it in one at a time, going through the hatch. So obviously we couldn't drill holes if these were on here, so we had to get kind of creative. But anyway, it should work like a charm. Alrighty, nice and solid. We're gonna put, this is for the quick, what do you call that? Quick disconnect for the trolling motor. So they drilled our holes. We're gonna mount this guy and then we'll be able to drop the trolling motor right on that and should be done. Block is on. Throw that guy on there, Ron. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, sweet. And then that's a little, that slides through and holds it.
Come on, baby. Oh,
perfect. So then you can put a padlock on there, or this little, that little guy. But anyway, if you want to take this off, like if you're staying at a hotel or something overnight, you can just release this, take it off, so nobody steals it. Pretty solid. Yep, we're gonna put the power, we're gonna put a plug in right here somewhere, and it will be done 100%. Looks awesome. What's going on in there? Oh yeah. Man, it feels really good to walk around the corner and see this thing almost done, man. I'm telling you, like, I'm loving the trolling motor mount, all the compartments that we did. Just, it's so clean, it feels good. I got a huge trip coming up here in a few days, 10 days. We're gonna be fishing out of this thing every single day. So it just feels good to get everything done exactly the way that I want it. I love the little Blue Angel boat, the little V-bottom, but this is set up more like, I think, what I'm gonna want. And last minute, since we are ahead of schedule, for the up here on the front, I ordered a red and green light, some nav lights, and then an anchor pole that's gonna be removable. Then I'm gonna put in the back. So that'll be here in a couple days. I'm gonna get that installed. We did get the fish finder in right here. Let me just go around. Pretty pleased with it, you know. I'm gonna be sitting right here, so looking at the screen, I'll be able to see it real easy when I'm driving. And then if I'm fishing up at the front of the boat or something, I put it on a ram mount so I can just swivel that guy around and see what I'm doing. But the only thing left on that, which was the final piece of the puzzle before I ordered nav lights, was getting the transducer mounted up. And this is the transducer. It's freaking huge. I really wanted a smaller unit, but I got such a great deal on this. It was like $500 or $600 off. And it comes with all the maps for all of the North American lakes with contour lines and everything, which is so awesome. So I went with that. So anyway, here's the transducer. I didn't want to drill any holes in my brand new transom back here. So what I did was I ordered this stern pad, which there's some videos out there. And basically the reviews are great. I mean, they put one of these on the back of a boat with a buckle, and then some guy water skied and it didn't pull it off. It's a 3M. It's got a 3M sticky back on it. And anyway, I think it's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna stick this on, and then I'm gonna screw this guy into it. Don't have to drill any holes. They even give you the little guides to run the wire, the little clip. So I'm gonna get this on today so that tomorrow I can actually drill the holes into it and hopefully take this thing out fishing, give it its first like voyage on the water. So wow, that thing is already rock solid. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna let that sit up till tomorrow, and then I'm gonna use some 5/8 inch screws, and we'll get that transducer put on there. We'll be in business. And then yeah, I got these cool little, wherever that wire goes, they gave me some 3M. I can put these to route the wire however I want to hold it nice and tight and clean. I like that. So all right, it's the next day. I gave this plate plenty of time for that you know, that sealant or the glue on the 3M sticky to set up so it's nice and tight. Went ahead and put on this little transducer. 5/8 screws is what you need so you don't go through it into your boat. That would be bad to go to all that trouble and then drill a hole in your boat. I got that on, ran the wire up. I just tucked it under here for now because I'm going to take this off when we pull the boat. But anyway, the last thing to do was get the actual license numbers on, and she's ready to go. So the only thing left to do at this point is take it to the lake and see how she does. I got something here in the new boat. It's digging, it's staying down. It's got to be like a, look at this thing, a walleye, or it's a walleye or a catfish maybe? Oh, it's a white bass. Oh, finally gonna get the, finally, we've been here for 10 minutes. We're getting the new boat stinky with the fish. Whoa. Oh man, hooked him right through the eyeball. First fish on the new boat. Look at that. Look at that, Drake, huh? Nice, right? Yeah? Coolio. Okay, well, boat's on the water. It's a little windy today. Everything's working great. Motor, fantastic. This boat is definitely a lot more stable than the little V-bottom I had. This guy right here thinks it's shaky, but he has nothing to compare it to. Me, on the other hand, can tell that this is so much more stable. Lots of room, loving the room. I don't know, I think I like the casting deck idea, but I like having the space, I think, better. So, new spot time. Let's see. Liking that. Forward. Let's see how she goes, eh? Drake is on the board. All right. Whoa. Hurry, real fast and throw over there. There we go. Oh, gosh. Yeah, and he's pissed. All right, well, there we go, folks. The Jon Boat floats. I love the way it came out. This cool camo decking and the trolling motor mount and all the storage, and it's exactly how I wanted it. So I'm glad we built it, and here we are. We're out on the lake catching fish, doing what it's intended to do. So thanks for watching. See you guys on the next adventure. Get out there, build yourself a boat, and create some memories. It's a lot of fun. See you on the next one. Be blessed. What? What? Whoa! Here, swing him over. Yeah, that's a picture worthy. Get him over the boat. Nice. Whew. Yeah, nice. Okay. Well, now we're done.